What is it about? University Grants Commission, UGC. So when it comes to education in our country, there are two bodies which are considered apex bodies. Apex means the top. One is UGC. What is the other one? CSIR. So this is all about the first one, UGC. I think almost all the questions are based on explicit information. Easy to answer. First question, what is the main function of the University Grants Commission, UGC? Is it the first one? Second one, coordination, determination and maintenance of standards of higher education. It deals with higher education. Answer is the second option. Who was the chairman of the University Education Commission of 1948-49? Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. Which option is that? Second option is the answer. What is the antonym to the word purview? Write the meaning of purview. Under someone's purview. Write the expression under his purview. What do you understand from this? It is under his purview, means under his control, his sphere, scope. All these words you have to think of. What is the one, synonym or antonym? Purview, scope, domain, bounds in a way, sphere, they all mean the same. So what is the odd one over here? What is the answer based on that? Exclusion. But you have to know the meaning. But write one more word here. I have already given. R-E-A-L-M. How do you pronounce that? A realm. A realm means sphere, domain, area of activity. Write one more word. Write the word arena. Arena also means the same, but it has two different meanings. One, it goes with sports field, university status. Write the meaning of the word deemed. Deem you can write, deem means consider. Deemed university means considered university. It is not a university, considered a university. What is the answer? IISC. Where is this IISC? Bangalore. You know that? It has been designed on the model of California Institute of Technology. In the California state, there is one reputed organization, CIT, California Institute of Technology. Based on that similar campus, IISC, a beautiful campus, same model has been used. Question number 6. What is a synonym to the word disbursement? Disburse means what? Distribute. Usually it goes with, write the combination, salaries. Disburse the salaries. Also the amounts. Amount. Someone has to get some amount and you make the payment. Disbursal of the funds. Also write the word funds. Have you chosen that? What is the answer here? Fifth option. But amass means what? To collect or gather. Write the meaning of and write the combination as well. Amassing wealth means to become rich, make a lot of money. He has amassed a lot of wealth in export business. Means he has made a lot of money in export business. What is the second word here? Accumulation, you all know. Accumulate means what? To get something, to add something, to pile up. All these words you have to think of. Retain. First you write the word retain. From retain, retain is a verb. What is the noun form? A retention. Retention is a noun form. Retain something means to hold or to give. To hold. Retain means to hold. Hold something. You have to retain whatever you learn. That is objective. What is the next one here? I know what the next one is. If you respond, you remember the word. Hoarding. Hoarding has two different meanings. First you write hoarding, brackets you write the part of speech noun. As a noun, hoarding means when you go out you see Chennai Silks or South India Mall, big hoardings, advertisement boards. Please write advertisement boards. We use the word hoardings. This is brackets, right? British English. Americans don't use the word hoarding. Write the expression. They call hoardings billboards. Have you heard of this any time? Billboard means the same. Hoarding, billboard, one and the same. But have you copied all these? Again you write the word hoard, brackets you write worm. As a verb, a different meaning altogether. Hoard something means to store something, to store illegally. It has a negative connotation. Hoarding of something not legal, illegal. I'll give an example, perhaps you understand. Imagine the petrol bunk owners come to know next week the price is going to go up. So immediately they put up the board, no stock, no stock, no stock. They have the petrol. So what is that act called? They store the petrol. That is known as hoarding. Means to store illegally. And if they say no stock, after 1 week they sell, they make a lot of money based on the revised price. Have you guys got the meaning? Okay. You got the answer. Answer is the fifth option. Question number 7. When did the UGC officially come into existence? Is it third option, December 1953? Answer is the third option. Only 7 questions. Okay. What is this Cloze Test about? Environment, I have told you guys already many a time, I have created an acronym. What is SLEEPS? What is the last letter? S. What does it stand for? Socio-cultural problems. Under socio-cultural problems, you have this environment. So many dimensions are there, and you have to know about every dimension. You may get as a passage in prelims, mains, descriptive English, they may ask you to write about the pollution, types of pollution, and GD interview, everywhere important. And what is this about? Which dimension of environment? Please respond. In a way, it is about climate change, about energy resources, all that. Environmental issues have become a major concern in recent years. Underline the word concern. Write 2 sentences in your notebook. First one, I would like to meet. First you write the concerned person / person concerned. Underline concerned person, underline person concerned. A lot of people, when they go to someone's office, they say, I want to meet the concerned person. Is that right or wrong? The first one, mark it wrong. If you say concerned person, it means he has concern for you, but you're a stranger. Why will he have concern for you? He doesn't know you at all. So what are we supposed to say? I would like to meet the person concerned. Person concerned means related to that work, related to that work, some work. That's why you went to that office. Related to that work or related to that department. Environmental issues have become a major concern in recent years. One of the most pressing problems, underline the word pressing. Pressing problem means what? Urgent problem, something that has to be dealt with immediately. So, right, pressing problem means emergency, urgent, immediate, to be handled immediately. Is climate, before you go to the options, which word has to pop up? Change. Do you see that word? Which option? Can you say climate pollution? Can you say climate effect? Can you say climate scarcity? Can you say climate impacts? How many of you have chosen climate change? Good, you're on the track. Which is primarily caused by the underlying greenhouse gas emissions. So what is the answer? Increase or decrease? Obviously, decrease is not correct. Reduce, negative. Extend, not relevant. Escalate, increase. Escalate means what? Increase. Here word usage is very important. They mean the same, they are synonyms. But can you use the word escalate? No. What is the right word here? By the increase in. Escalation in would have been correct. Escalation, noun form. Escalation in something, that is acceptable. But here underline the preposition in. You have to know why we cannot use escalate, though they are synonyms. Increase in standard expression. Escalation in another expression. So, have you chosen the fourth one? Escalate, when you go to a mall, what do you see? Or airport? Escalators, that's a different thing. Increase in greenhouse gas emissions. This has led to higher global temperatures, rising sea levels, and more frequent extreme weather events. To combat, underline the word combat. Combat means what? Fight. Combat, fight. War also you can say. Combat zone means war. To combat these issues, it is essential for individuals, corporations, and governments to take responsibility and act. Implementing what? Energy sources, renewable energy sources, hold this one. Can you say fleeting energy sources? But you have to know the meaning. What is the meaning of fleeting? One word you can write, temporary. Fleeting means what? Temporary. Also write changing. Temporary or changing. Fleeting means changing very quickly. Can you use that word? No. Continual energy sources? No. Bountiful. Write the word bounty. Generally, when we talk about this word, we use one combination, write that one, nature's bounty. What do you understand from this? Good or bad? Good. Nature's bounty means nature's gift. Something that is given by God or nature. Bounty is a positive word. And sometimes we use what is opposite. Write the word curse. Nature's bounty, nature's curse. Curse is negative word. What is the Telugu word for curse? Sapam. Viable we have got recently. Viable means what? Feasible. Don't look at me like that. We have got this word recently. Commercially viable project means what? Commercially feasible. What is the meaning of the word feasible? Possible. Also write that word. Is it a viable project? Means is it a feasible project? Means is it a possible project? Commercially speaking. So what is the answer here? Answer is very simple. If you don't answer this, it will be a surprise. Renewable sources of energy. But you have to know a few terms. First you write the word conventional. Conventional sources of energy. Brackets write traditional. Conventional sources of energy or traditional sources of energy, what are they? Are you guys busy writing or fossil fuels? Please write. We always, petrol and all, what is that? Fossil fuels, coal, petrol, all these. They are known as conventional or traditional sources of energy, and they are also known as, please write, non-renewable sources of energy. Non-renewable. Two terms you have to remember. They have given so many times passages. Conventional sources are non-renewable. What is opposite? Renewable. So renewable, conventional, non-conventional. Write the word non-conventional. or renewable sources of energy. What comes under renewable sources of energy? Solar energy, wind energy, all these are renewable sources of energy. Implementing renewable energy sources such as wind and solar power can significantly reduce our carbon footprint. Now they're talking about carbon footprint, means to what extent you emit carbon-related, carbon dioxide, all those. Additionally, reforestation efforts can help. Underline the word help. Tell me, why is it important? Grammar point of view, it is important. Please write 2 words or a few words. Help, make, get, have, let. All these are known as causative verbs. What are these called? Causative verbs. Of these, 2 are very important. Put a star mark, help, make. And there's an important rule that goes with causative verbs. I hope you guys are with me. Causative verbs do not take the preposition to in active voice. You can use in passive voice. Active voice, you cannot use the preposition to with causative verbs. Write one example. He has made us to wait for 2 hours. He has made us to wait for 2 hours. Is the sentence right or wrong? Mark it wrong. First you underline the word made, make, made. And is it an active voice or passive voice? Active voice. Then you cannot use what? The preposition to. What is the correct sentence? He has made us wait for 2 hours. They have given in so many exams. But the same example I'll change to passive voice. Have you copied this? Write the next one. We have been made to wait for 2 hours. By him understood. We have been made to wait for 2 hours. Is the sentence right or wrong? For God's sake, respond. Mark it right. Tell me, is it an active voice or passive voice? Brackets right, passive voice. Underline the word made, made to wait. Here nothing wrong, the sentence is right. I hope you guys got it. Very important. Can significantly reduce a carbon footprint. Additionally, reforestation efforts can help. Help what? Excess carbon dioxide. Can you use imbibe, engross, absorb, vary, assimilate? So what is the answer here? Can help absorb. Absorb goes with the context. Excess carbon dioxide. But to answer this, accumulate also, assimilate also you can use, but word usage, assimilate goes with ideas, knowledge. All the words you have to know the meanings. Do you guys know the meanings of all these words? Please, yes or no? Write the first one, imbibe. And here word combinations are very important, usage. Imbibe means to put in. That you may not understand. Also write the word induce. Imbibe, induce. To put ideas into someone's head. And the combinations here, imbibe values, ethics, discipline, patriotism. These are the words we use. Imbibe patriotism, discipline, ethics, values. He has imbibed great values. Means what? He has taken in great values. Have you got the meaning? Next word, what is the next one? Very important. Engross means to be deeply involved in something. To be deeply involved in something. Write the combinations. Engrossed, in. It takes a preposition in. Reading, chatting, work, thoughts. In the past, we would say engrossed in reading, a typical combination I would give. But reading habit is there or not there among the youngsters? That's a rare, exotic habit. And here, modern example, you're always engrossed looking at the screen. Yes or no? So, either chatting or watching the short videos on Insta. Am I right? Okay. Thoughts also, sometimes you get engrossed. Work also you get. That means what? I gave one word. Write this word. Engrossed in some work means you become oblivious of the surroundings. Means what? You forget the surroundings. Engrossed means deeply involved. So once you are involved in some work, you become oblivious of the surroundings. Means you forget the surroundings. They are related in a way. What is the next word? Answer is the third option, wary. Important, you have to write two words. First, W-A-R-Y. Be wary means be cautious. Not cautious, cautious. Wary. He was a little wary to go there. Means hesitant, cautious, careful. What is the word they have used? Wary goes with tired, getting tired, exhausted. You know, weariness, tiredness. Not relevant here. Assimilate. Assimilate goes with, please write, assimilate. Goes with what? As far as my knowledge goes, assimilate knowledge, assimilate ideas. Assimilate, usually I use knowledge, ideas. There may be other combinations. You have to know the combinations. Shall I go to, is that the last one or we have one more? Absorb excess carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Education and awareness campaigns are also crucial, important in driving collective action. Drive, underline the word drive. You drive forward or backward? So what is the answer here? Afterwards, backward, towards. Is it forward, a more, or driving collective action? Towards would have been better. What is the answer here? Towards a more sustainable future. Underline the word sustainable. We have got this word. Two meanings. What is one meaning? Sustainable goals means what? Maintaining or preserving or thinking of the future generations. And sustain your interest. I could not sustain your interest. Means maintain, hold. That you have to recollect. Have you got all the five or how many options here? Easy or difficult? I think easy, very easy. Is it question number 13? Grammar, error, location. There are these are some of the questions which must absorb the energies of the rising generation of economists. So where is the error? Where you thought, how many of you thought fourth part? What is wrong with the fourth part? Rising or rising? Please change it. A rising generation of economists. But you have to write two important words. These two words have given more than 20 times in different competitive exams. They come under confusing verbs. Tell me what are the forms. Rise is a present form. What is the past form? Please write rose. What is the past participle? Risen. How do you pronounce it? Risen. Rise, rose, risen. Now the most important thing to deal with these two verbs, you have to have grammar knowledge. And based on that you can spot the error. Answer my question, is this a regular verb or an irregular verb? Brackets, right? Irregular verb. Because it has not taken D or ED. Second question, is it a transitive verb or an intransitive verb? Brackets, right? Intransitive verb. This you have to know for sure. What is an intransitive verb? Cannot take an object. So write the meaning of rise, rose, risen, to go up. It cannot take an object. The sun rises in the east. Where does it rise? In the east. So it cannot take an object. Any verb that cannot take an object, intransitive verb. Then you write the word raise. What is the past form? Raised. Past participle also raised. My first question, is it regular or irregular? Brackets write regular verb because it has taken D, underline. Is it transitive or intransitive? When I say raise your hands, raise what? Your hands, object is there. I have decided to raise the standards. Again, raise what? The standards. It can take an object, brackets write transitive verb. And do remember, if you are damn sure about this grammar knowledge, they have given more than 20 times, irrespective of the context, because here it is easy. But they change the context, they give a lengthy sentence, then it may become a little difficult. You can decide based on the grammar knowledge, transitive, intransitive. That part is very important. Write one example. They have decided to raise the standards. They have decided to raise the standards. Right or wrong? Immediate answer. Mark it wrong. Ask the question, rise or raise what? The standards, that's an object. So you say rise or raise. They have decided to raise the standards. The prices are rising or prices are raising? Rising means going up. That also they've given a few times. Shall I go to the next one? What is this about? Word form. Remember I told you guys, word forms are very important. Same word, but the form has to be changed. Next one. In its Atlantic slopes are heavy wooded. If you are really good at English, you stop here. It talks about how wooded are they. How means you need an adverb, adverb of manner. So will you say heavy wooded or heavily wooded? So what is the right word here? Heavily wooded, but the western slopes exhibit grass-covered campos between the river courses. Heavy is not correct, heavily wooded. And make a note, the question is about adverb, adverbial form. See, this is also based on word form. Heavy, which part of speech is it? Heavy, heavy person, heavy thing, adjective. What is adverbial form? Heavily. Hence we conclude that the grounds are lacking which would entitle our assuming a priori that the apocalypse, underline that word, apocalypse is pseudonymous. Some important words are here. Underline the word priori also. Write the meaning. First you write the word prior. Prior means what? Before. But it is important from the exam point if you tell me why. Or tell me which part of speech is it. Please write brackets comparative adjective. Comparative adjective. What are the comparative adjectives? Anterior, posterior, senior, junior, superior, inferior, elder, preferable, prior. All these take which preposition? To. That you have to recollect. Prior to. Right to. What is the common error people use? Than. Prior to, not than. That is one thing. But what is the word here? Priori. A different word. It means to be able to take a decision. Please write. To be able to take a decision based on knowledge, either to evaluate, take a decision based on what knowledge obtained from, a lengthy one, obtained from truths. Write the word truths, Truths. There are many meanings actually. Please check once to get the complete picture of this word. I've given one particular dimension. How many of you have chosen, what is the next word? Apocalypse means what? Have you seen the movie Apocalypse? English movie. It means end of the world. What does it mean? The doomsday also we say. Doomsday. That day the entire world comes to an end. That is a belief. Okay. What is the last word I said? Tell me what is the meaning of the prefix pseudo? Pseudo means a false. Please write. Pseudo-intellectual. Write one example. P is silent. Pseudo-intellectual. What do you understand from pseudo-intellectual? Not really intellectual. Appears to be intellectual, not in the real sense. Then we say he is a pseudo-intellectual. Who has chosen the fifth option, no error? Please, you are outstanding. Give her a big hand. No, not easy. First, you cannot understand the context. Have you got the context? Hence, we conclude that the grounds are lacking, which would entitle our assuming. Please underline our assuming. Put a star mark. Some of you must have thought our assuming wrong, but I will explain later. A priori that the apocalypse is pseudonymous. Nothing wrong with this, but difficult to understand. Why is that part important? Tell me. I'll write one sentence, you have to respond. Write this sentence. Please excuse me. Coming late. Or please excuse me. Okay, you write, tell me, is this right or wrong? What is wrong with this? Now, what is the correct one, obviously? Here you should not say me, you have to say, please excuse my coming late. Please correct it first. Now imagine tomorrow you have friends who are good at English. You go there a bit late, and as soon as you enter, you say, please excuse my coming late. What will happen? They will laugh at you. They'll say, what is this butler English? I coming, you going, my coming. But you have to tell this is right. Why is this right? Underline the word coming. Here we have used the verb ing form. Listen very carefully. Here we have used the verb ing form as a noun. When you use the verb ing form as a noun, what is the technical term? Please write the word gerund. And there's one important rule. What is that rule? If you have to use a pronoun before a gerund, it should be in the possessive form. Which form? Please write possessive form. Though it changes to adjective, basically it is a pronoun. But if you take me, which form is it? I is the subject form, me is the object form. We cannot use the object form, we have to use a possessive form. My coming late, nothing wrong with that. That's what you have to say. Based on that here, what do you see? Our assuming is a gerund. Our is a possessive pronoun. Nothing wrong with that. Freed from worry about lost a job or losing a job. What do you think? Here, lost is not correct. Change it to freed from worry about what? Losing a job they don't enjoy. They are free of that. Losing a job they don't enjoy, they are not worried. Encouraged to follow their dreams and passions. I believe most will want to do just that. There's only one error here. Which one is that? B. Lost is not correct. Worry about something, worry about getting something, worry about losing something, worry about going there. So here we have to use verb ing form. About what? Losing something. So tell me which part of speech is losing here. When you put the question word what, worry about getting, worry about winning, worry about losing. Worry about what? Losing, gaining. That means it's a noun. We have used verb ing form as a noun Write the word gerund. You have just learned that. Let us go to the next one. He was remarkable for both his moral and physical courage. What will you say? For his both moral and physical courage, or he was remarkable for both his moral and physical courage. What will you say? You change the position. He was remarkable for both moral and physical courage. Before that, his moral and physical courage. Where is the error based on that? Second part, there is an error. Have you chosen that? No, some students are a bit confused. Perhaps they haven't learned grammar completely. Today, the columns are a bit challenging, easy or difficult. In my opinion, of course, if you can eliminate, fine, easy. Shall we go to question number 18? What is these are not columns, next set columns. What are these? Scrambled sentences. What is the first one about? They rounded the corner of the building. After that, what? To see a group of men lounging against a fence, watching a display that made Carmen's blood run cold. So, how does it start? R. How many options with R? That is your answer. Be happy. Easy question. But can you understand the context? No, we don't know. We cannot. Go to the next one. What is this about? The world of many things surrounds us, our notions, by which we manage correctly or incorrectly to describe it. But this part is not convincing. How many options begin with Q? Have you got the same order? So what is the answer here? Fourth option is the answer, but I'm not convinced because of are also ready-made. We don't not easy to understand the context. What is this about? These organizations often arrange, ask what? Mixers and other group events. Why? So you have a better opportunity to meet people in your area. So how does it start? S. How many options with S? Easy or difficult? See, I'm not using any shortcuts here. I'm not talking about pairs and all. When you read, you should be able to, based on contextual awareness. That's what you have to aim. Shall I go to the next one? What are these about? Phrase replacement. The manager proposed that, can you say the implemented of the new strategy? No, mark it wrong. Implementing of the new strategy seems right, but you can also say implementation of the new strategy. So you have to check. Can you say implementation on the new strategy? On is not correct. In a new? No. Implementing by and new? Absolutely ridiculous. So it has to be either the given one, but already we rejected. So what is the answer here? First option is the answer. Have you chosen the first option? But please write there one more expression. We can also say implementation. How come? What is the question number? $20. Give me a second. 21. Here you please write implementation. You can say implementing of something, implementation of something. Between the two, you prefer implementation. 22. His conversation always related entirely to himself. He would remain calm and silent when the talk related to any topic that had no directed bearing. Can you say directed bearing? So what is the correct expression you think? Direct bearing. How many options with direct bearing? Hold this one, strike off this one, hold this one, hold this. Three options are there, I suppose. Based on that, that have or that has, okay, don't consider that. Already we have rejected that one. That has no direct bearded. How come this word here? That had no direct bearing. What is the answer? Fourth option is the answer. That has no direct bearing or that had no direct bearing. Write the meaning of that. Means no relation. What does it mean? No relation, no bearing, no relation. Nothing to do with that. It had no bearing means it had nothing to do with that, no relation. Why this word bearded here? We don't know. I figured this country deserves a more astute sheriff. Underline the word figured. Write one phrasal verb. Make out. I can't make out what the master says. Means what? I can't understand. Make out means what? To be able to understand. But brackets you write British English. Britishers and we also say, I can't make out what you say. But Americans don't use that. They use, please write, figure out. Same meaning. Make out, figure out means what? Cannot, to understand or cannot understand. I figured this country deserves a more astute sheriff. Underline the word astute. You think it's a positive word or a negative word? Positive word. Means what? Wise, shrewd. Write the word shrewd. Remember we got this word, shrewd businessman. In this batch or some other batch? See, when I ask the question, if you respond, I'll be happy. What is the reason? I deal with a lot of batches. I cannot remember which batch I have taught which particular aspect. So I ask you, we have got recently, if you say yes sir, I will stop there. If you say no sir, I will give information. Have we got this word recently? No. Yes or no? No. Okay. Imagine this goes with, first you write shrewd. Means wise, clever. Here wise, clever based on the situation. Imagine there's a businessman, you go to the shop, a shop owner. You ask for a particular brand of shampoo. He doesn't have that. If he's a normal businessman, he says, sorry sir, we don't have. Sorry ma'am, we don't have. Can he get money if he says that? No. If he's a shrewd businessman, he says, ma'am or sir, that brand is no longer popular with the youngsters like you. I've got a new brand, it's fast moving, all the youngsters are after this brand. What will you do? You will give it a try or not? So, in a losing situation, he wins. That is known as shrewdness. Have you got it now? So, shrewd. Astute means the same, shrewd, clever. This, I figured this county. County goes with Western countries. Sheriff also goes with Western countries. Sheriff means what? Police officer. Please write the meaning. Police officer. They use the word sheriff. All this city deserves what? A more astute sheriff, means a better person than the current candidate. So I tossed my hat in the ring this morning. But you have to know the context, only then you can. The economist argued that the impact of technology has both positive and negative consequences on employment. What is the option you have chosen? Impacts of technology have. How many of you have chosen the first option? How many of you have chosen the fifth option? Answer is the fifth option. He is wrong here. Because we don't, when we talk about a particular technology, we don't use the word impact in the plural form. We say, what is the impact of that? What is the impact of new technology? What is the impact of AI? Will you say, what are the impacts of AI? We don't say that. So what is the answer here? The impact of technology has both, singular verb. Key is wrong. Please make a note. Trust the master, not the key. columns. Now these columns are not easy. The current balance owed what? Is over $400. Seems right or wrong? Have you chosen this pair? Underline the word owe and write one sentence. I owe you 100 rupees or whatever amount you want, you could write. I owe you 100 rupees means what? I have to give you 100 rupees. I borrowed 100 from you, so I owe you 100. That is the meaning. So here the context says the current balance owed is over, means the current debt is over $400. Nothing wrong with that. one pair. The natural day is very calm and will hardly improve his indolence. Are they related? No. What is the third one? The natural day is very calm. 3 men not related. Now let us go to the third one. He already felt the loss of her 3 men he had ever trusted. Seems right or wrong? He already felt something. What? The loss of her 3 men he had ever trusted. So what is the answer based on that? A, E and C, F. Which option is that? No option like that. Okay. At least you have A, E. Can you say B, D and A, E? B is what? The natural day is very calm and will hardly reprove his indolence. Maybe write the meaning of the word indolence. Indolence means laziness. Please check once. Being lazy. Maybe because of the weather, the climate, the natural day is very calm and will hardly improve his, change his laziness. So what is the answer based on that? But I don't see anything wrong with CF. We don't know the context. Shall we, does the key say fourth option? What does the key say? Okay, go to the next one. If possible, arrange to eat a typical what? Meal to judge the food being served. AE. How many options with AE? But let us check all. Provide supervision and discourage what? Streams in natural and artistic passion. Hold this one. Bit difficult to make out the context. What is the next one? In these days, a rock garden is streams you cannot use. Should enable, cannot use. So, what does it mean here? What is the answer based on that? Fourth option, BD and AE. Am I right? So, what does it talk about BD? Provide supervision and discourage. And that means you supervise something. While supervising, you discourage. Discourage what? Streams in natural and artistic fashion. That goes with a particular context. Natural and artistic fashion. Difficult in my opinion. Have you chosen fourth option? You guys are very good at columns. The last one. What is the last one here? How in the world did you two, nearly 2/3 had seen active service? Does it make any sense? Not many people can take me by surprise. Nearly 2/3 had seen active service, you cannot use. Last time that he addressed the house, you cannot use. But I managed to read their lips. Not many people can take me by surprise. Can you say, but I managed to read their lips? No contrast as such. Let us go to the third one. Of course, the little ones cannot spell on their fingers, but I managed to read their lips. This seems... So what is the answer based on that? C and F. Which option is that? What are these about? Grammatically, word replacement, word swap. Language is strengthened as the children model others, underline model others, and organize their thoughts to communicate. Do you see anything wrong with this? But somewhere you should be disturbed. I told you to underline model others. What does it mean? Language is strengthened as the children model others. Means they take others as models. And it also means write the word imitate. When you take someone as a model, what do you try to do? You try to imitate. But based on the word imitate, because how do we pick up a language? Tell me, who is your first teacher, your first language teacher? Your mother. You learn everything from your mother. She shows something, she says. You listen, you repeat, and you try to say the same thing. And you take someone as a model, from that source you try to derive things. But sometimes what happens, you try to imitate someone blindly. Is it good or bad? Blind imitation is not acceptable. For that there is one important word. Please write the word ape. Ape can be a noun, an animal, like gorilla, gibbon, chimpanzee, all these. But ape as a verb, write the meaning, blind imitation. Blind imitation of someone or something, aping someone, aping something. Not a good thing. And when someone does it blindly, there is a name for that person. Tell me, what is it? We call that person copycat. Write the word copycat. He is a copycat, she is a copycat. But sometimes what happens, you see a good person, you see a knowledgeable person, and a man with values or ethics, you want to be like him. You try to imitate, but this is positive. Write one word, emulate. Emulate also means a copy, imitate, but good things. Have you got the difference? Aping is bad. Emulation, good. Both are imitating. Emulate the ethics he has. Very important word, that one. Choose a look that is more sophisticated and formal, and cohesive jewelry or coordinate jewelry with the bridal party. What seems better? Coordinate something with something else. Jewelry with the bridal party, for which look? A cohesive look means unity. Cohesive means unity. One, not different things, one thing. So what is the answer here? DC. Which option is that? Already, I think this batch we have got the word sophisticated. Synonyms. Tell me. Polished, refined, civilized. What is the important word you have to recollect? Urban. That is the most important word. The last one. I know this is a inevitable or an inevitable. That means you cannot use that. So what is the word you can use? A people forecast, a depressing forecast, controversial forecast. Let us try with controversial. I know this is a controversial forecast, and to many people a very depressing one, but I think it is both inevitable and good. So what is the answer based on that? Which option is that? What is the meaning of the word inevitable? What is the other word for inevitable? Imminent. Please write in. If you take the word inevitable, has two meanings. One meaning, unavoidable. What is the other meaning? Certain to happen. When you say certain to happen, you have to use the word imminent. Imminent means what? War is imminent. War is going to happen. No one can stop. But there is another word, I think I have already given. Eminent goes with a scientist, a knowledgeable person. Eminent doctor, eminent scientist.